Welcome back to more Xenonauts 2. As promised, I've got another video for this weekend. I want to tide you over into the week. Last time, the Cleaner Headquarters Clean Out mission popped. It's a pretty big mission. It should deal with the Cleaners as a faction from the game once we take it out. We do get a massive monthly income boost from clearing it, so we need to make sure we do that within the next 10 days to hit the next month. Now, I would like to hit this mission pretty quickly, but I think what I'm going to do before I hit the mission is I want our last laser rifle to be done. I would like our laser auto rifle for Asteria to be complete, and I would also like to get the assault shield upgrade, just to give our assault shields a lot more strength. So this will bump them to 160 health and to weigh 50. If you check our current shields, they have 80 health and weigh 50, so it's a doubling of the amount of damage the shields can take, which is really going to help us out against plasma weaponry and even just the magnetic weapons that the cleaners are going to have in this mission. So I'm going to add the assault shield upgrade to this. It's going to cost 100,000, which is quite a lot of money, but we've got some cash at the moment. I'm going to bring that up to be after laser auto rifle vehicles. Now that's going to take 6, 7, 8, 9 days. So that's going to put us really tight on the limit of being able to complete this mission in time, because I want to do this before day 120, which is when our next funding time happens, and I want to get that 300,000 bonus for the funding. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to change this order, so we won't have the auto rifle upgrade in time, but we will have the second laser rifle, and we will have the assault shields going into this mission, which is what we really need. I also really want to get the alloy vehicle armor upgrade, which is an upgrade to, basically it's an upgrade to Asteria to actually give it a lot more armor. I believe it's a lot lighter as well, which means there's not as big a movement penalty to mounting the armor on them. I might be wrong about that. That could be from an older version of the game. We will find out. The other things I'm thinking about doing is I would like to add another workshop to the base, because we are currently at our limit of how many engineers we have, and we're really starting to build up a backlog of jobs for them to complete. There's a lot of stuff stacking up in here, so more engineers would help. However, doing that is a 500,000 investment, and I also would like to add probably 2 missile batteries to this base, which we will then go and upgrade into laser batteries once that's done. And that's another 750,000 for that upgrade. At the same time, I am looking to fund a new base when we get our next founding upgrade as well. So there's a lot going on with our money at the moment. The good news is we're actually in a really good place for our air power. Accelerated cannons and sidewinders are really nice right now. I'm going to re-equip one of our aircraft with a Skylance torpedo. Oh, if I take a Skylance, so that takes up both of the slots, doesn't it? Yeah, unless I remove the fuel pod, and then I think I can take a Sidewinder. Yeah, okay. We're just going to have to lose the fuel pod from one of our aircraft. But I want one torpedo, just for that arm. I can fire it at the start to do that armor pen, that armor destruction, and that means we can just fire off the Sidewinders as well. I could go 2 and 2, but I like having lots of Sidewinders for dealing with smaller aircraft really quickly. And then the reload of the Sidewinders is fast, and we don't end up in a long dogfight. So, actually, I'm gonna go Sidewinder. I'm going to go Sidewinder torpedo, I think, for the moment. Okay, all we can do right now is we can spin time on until we've got the assault shield upgrade. That's what we're waiting on at the moment. We can't really do anything with that. I also need to sort the dog out, so I will do that really quickly. She wants to go outside. She always is fast asleep, and I'm like, perfect, this is the time to record, and then I start talking, and she instantly wakes up and wants to do something. I'll be right back. Okay, that should be her settled now. She can come in and out as she needs. Let's spin time on and see what the aliens are up to while we wait for the shields upgrade to pop. So that's our last laser rifle done. So now we're just waiting for that shield update. So that's going to take 6 days. Quantum teleportation research has completed. So I have long believed that the extraterrestrials must be using some form of faster-than-light drive to visit our world. Analysis of the recovered alien hyperdrive has confirmed my suspicions. While I have not yet identified the precise mechanism by which the device functions, it seems linked to principles of quantum teleportation. Fanciful though it may sound, the hyperdrive apparently allows the vessel to instantly jump to a new location without needing to traverse the intervening space. Our enemies possessing viable FTL technology would explain much about this invasion that is otherwise difficult to understand. Most notably, the fact that cosmic distances are so unimaginably vast that conducting interstellar warfare should be virtually impossible. Several factors affect the energy required for this process. the mass transported, the distance traveled, and the stability of the quantum fields used at the destination. The quantum anomalies observed after a successful jump have a destabilizing effect, making further FTL travel more difficult until they have dissipated. However, we still appear to be missing a piece of the puzzle. My calculations suggest the energy reserves aboard a destroyer would be insufficient to jump even 1 light year. For reference, the closest star system is 4 light years away. Gaining access to hyperdrive navigational systems may provide an explanation, and perhaps even identify the source of the invasion. Unfortunately, the device stubbornly refuses to respond to our signals. Interestingly, my laboratory equipment has recorded it establishing a communications channel with one of the electronic components within a recovered Mentark corpse, but with the creature dead, no data was ultimately exchanged. I therefore suggest you try to capture a Mentark alive. It is certainly possible these bizarre creatures play some role in the alien hyperdrive system. Now, we did have a living Mentark. I believe that's why the Alien Origins research project is available. We need to select a new one anyway. So Alien Origins, yeah, the data extracted from the captured Mentark may finally allow us to identify the source of the alien invasion. We're not going to complete this in time for the next funding call. Oh, I mean, there's a risk, but the extra 23 hours, I don't think that's going to happen. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to get X3 Dragonfly dropship research started. This is going to be the main thing we're investing in after the next the money, because this gets us more people in. So we're going to get the dropship research going. Let's continue spinning time. So how long do we have left on the assault shield upgrade? Still 5 days and 14 hours. Okay, we've got a small UFO. We're going to launch the interceptors, and let's take that out. They're going to probably lose track of it. Let's head to the last known position. It's probably going to be somewhere else. Okay. Well, I went after RTB until we discovered it again. Because if it had been hitting the ground, I would have seen reports. Oh, it's actually right there. It came back around. So I was expecting it maybe to go this way. But you can track their progress by the news reports. But because there were no news reports, I was worried it had gone over the top of the world and come out down in South Africa somewhere. What it had actually done is it looped around this way over the top of Scandinavia and come into Europe over Holland. Our team are a little bit low on fuel, but as long as it's heading this way, we should be fine. The game will prompt me if they're out of fuel and have to head home. Good. We've got a mission. Let's launch. They've got 36% fuel. That's fine for this engagement. We're just going to blast it out of the sky with missiles. Let's commence the attack. I'll just let them fire everything, honestly. There are people that pointed out to me I can't just click this button to set up the intercept that I'm always trying to do. So I'll let that fire. The missiles are all in range at the start of this engagement. We should just smash this thing really quickly. Unfortunately, the Sidewinders are faster than the torpedoes, but that's it dead. Okay, easy intercept, and that's just some free stuff. Now, this is a crash scout. We have already cleared out several scouts. We could attempt to intervene for 75 operations points, or we'll just collect the bounty for 100,000. I'm quite happy to collect the bounty at this point. We'll get the money. The other thing I need to do is I'm letting ops build up quite high. Asia's still a little bit of a problem, but Africa at the moment has some exposed or available people. Getting ourselves an engineer right now would be very nice. Oh, why are you barking, puppy? An engineer right now would be really, really nice. That gives us project duration bonuses, and this will help reduce panic in Africa. So I think I'm going to recruit this supporter, but we also need to keep an eye on Asia. This person's really cheap, though, at 105 OP, so I'm going to grab them right now. What else did I want to do? So, prominent, yeah, that's pretty much everything for right now. I do just need to keep an eye on panic in Asia. There is also a supporter here who does global panic reduction, which is really nice. He's another 105. If he stays before the next turnaround, I'm going to pick him up. But let's just let the squadron return and let them rearm and repair. That's them fully refueled, which means they've been rearmed as well. We'll speed time up again. We're at day 113, so we're getting closer to the shields being complete. This is also letting our teams recover, which is great. Okay, there's another UFO in South America at the moment. We're 2 days and 10 hours away from the assault shield upgrade, and we have a medium UFO coming in. I'm going to launch the team. So this is probably a destroyer. We'll get some cash from this, and it's this cash that's going to fund all of these small upgrades to the base at the moment. We're going to make sure we only down it over land. So I think right now it is over water, so we're going to tail until it's over land. It is now over land. Let's commence the attack. Now this is a destroyer, so I'm going to cancel firing Sidewinders until our torpedoes are away, and I'm pretty happy with that. So it's probably going to turn in towards Ra, and we'll deal with that when that happens. So first of all, torpedoes away. Then I'm going to activate Sidewinders. I just want to make sure the torpedoes go away first. Okay, let's turn Ra this way. Let's activate the afterburner on Horus. Oh, it's already shot down. Excellent. This is why this is just a great technology to have right now. We're dealing with these UFOs without actually having to take any damage at all. It's basically just free money. You'll notice that there is a drop in panic all around the world every time I do that. So this is a destroyer crash site. We'll just collect the bounty from this as well. I can't actually spend the operations points at the moment to pick this up, but we are getting a lot of cash from this, which is really, really nice. We could at this point lay down the alloy vehicle armor production just because we've got the money for it, but I don't see the point in spending the money right now because we've got such a backlog that there's no point just I mean, what have we got sitting here? We've got 375,000 credits worth just sitting here, not doing anything. So I'm going to hold on to the 300,000 because we may end up with enough to build ourselves another workshop to get more engineers, which is probably a better investment of that money at the time. Because that money will just it's not being spent if I can't work on the project, if that makes sense to you. We should be very close to shields. 1 day and 19 hours on shields. I don't want to wait too long because this is pushing panic up across the world. There's another UFO doing stuff over here. This is where we need another base, just for the radar coverage, if nothing else. I don't want to go too fast here. Oh, Kelbonix is back in action. That's great. And the assault shield upgrade is complete on day 117. If we have a look, it's going to take 2 days and 12 hours. To get us the auto rifle for the vehicle. That's going to put us just to day 119 and hour 20. That means that there's a good chance that we will tick over into the new funding period while the Halal snack pack is in the air. So for that reason, we're going to go in now with a team. You can see we've got the new shields. We've got our laser rifles. I'm going to build a team up now, and I'll be back with you when that's done. Bear with me while I get this sorted out. It's going to take a little bit of time for me to sort. This took a while to put together. I had a lot of different ideas for what I wanted to bring. I definitely wanted 2 shields, so I've got Daedra and Shira Kamikaiser coming along with this for this one as my 2 shield carriers. I've gone for reasonably well-leveled characters for this because we're probably going to be fighting quite a lot of enemies. So this isn't really a mission for newbies. Although Shira Kami is one of our newest newbies, they've got decent stats for this. I've got Kelbonix and Toasted coming along as assaults. I was very, very close to bringing Toasted with the laser machine gun. But for this particular mission, we're dealing with lots of short corridors, lots of movement. I don't have time to set the machine gun up, and it uses a lot of TU. So I decided to go for the shotgun instead. We've also got Asteria coming. I've taken the rocket launcher primarily for destroying cover. If there's any rooms where we've got a lot of agents set up in cover, we can blow it up with the rockets. But I've also brought the ballistic auto rifle rather than the smoke launcher for this mission because we're indoors. We don't really want high arc grenade shots anyway. I feel like that's a better option. I was very close to bringing the cannon and the rangefinder for the extra accuracy, but I decided not to take it in the end. I've got Cam the Wizard and Tachyon coming along with laser rifles. We're expecting the enemy to have accelerated rifles in this mission. So Daedra and Kami Kaiser, whilst they are taking shotguns, I will leave them at the beginning like I always do, and if and when their shields get destroyed, their primary job will be to recover accelerated rifles from corpses rather than going back for these shotguns. But these are just here so they have a weapon in case this gets destroyed. Then I've got Fat Newbie coming along with a sniper. I was debating the sniper a lot, but I figure there's really good opportunities for Overwatch on long corridors in the places that there are, and just having that high accuracy instant kill. This gun will kill an unarmored cleaner in one shot, and I think it will kill the body armored cleaners as well, just not the cleaner soldiers. I'm not sure exactly what the layout of the enemy is going to be like, but that's the main thing. We are still down 1 suit of warded armor, so he is having to take tactical armor, but as long as we keep him out of combat, we should be fine. Let's dispatch the team to the mission site. And one thing I quickly need to do is just check the layout of the team. I think that is all correct. Excellent. They're not actually going to come out in this layout, but I just want to always make sure that I'm doing that correctly. Let's launch the combat team, and let's see what we're dealing with when we get there. The good news is we should arrive there before nightfall. It doesn't matter if we do because it's an indoor mission. But I'm just cutting it really fine on the day tracker. The next funding cycle is 120. I want to clear this base out before then to make as much money as possible in the next monthly cycle. All right, let's commence our tactical battle. Let's see what we're dealing with in the Cleaner HQ. Very simple mission objective. We've located the Cleaner headquarters. Eliminating all hostile units from the base will end the Cleaner threat once and for all. Victory conditions, all hostile units are eliminated. Loss conditions, all Xenonauts are eliminated. Let's go. We get a free deployment for this mission, that's right. That's just for our layout in this room. So we've basically just broken into the main doors. We have 3 doors. My traditional strategy here is basically to pick one direction and keep the team together for it with a rear guard to make sure that nobody sneaks up behind us. What I don't want to do is split off into 3 directions. Just out of preference, I usually go left. So we're going to put Daedra here. We're going to put Kamikaze here. We'll put Asteria in the doorway as well. And then I want my assaults behind them. And then we'll have one of our riflemen here. We'll have the other rifleman here. And for the moment, I'm just going to put our sniper back here as well. So this is just basically holding the back line if these doors get opened by enemies before we can get into this room where it's safe. Let's commence the mission and let's see what we're dealing with. Let's open the door. Opening these doors is always very scary, but generally you don't get reaction fire on the door opening. Okay, looks like we have a radar room. So this is a radar here, and we have a control panel here. We have one cleaner with a submachine gun. He should be pretty easy to take out, but he is going to react to our first move here. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to flash him and then move into the room. So I'm going to flash him with Kamikaze, so he cannot take any action against us now. Now we'll need to see what else is going on in this room before I commit to it. This is going to be quite tricky. We need to just slice this pie and reveal as much of the room as we can without risking ourselves. If I step into this square here, what's going to happen is Daedra's going to move in this direction, which means their shield will be facing towards any enemies that might shoot at her. Okay, we only have one enemy in this room, which is great for us. If I put you here, you've got 1 shot on him. Okay, and then what we'll probably do is just bring Kelbonix up to finish. Okay, that's an easy start. Now let's can I bring Kamikaze around the corner? I can't. I'm going to bring Asteria in. There's, I think, 2 doorways in this room. So let's bring Asteria into some cover. It's important that Asteria has cover, but I think this is a fine slot for the drone. Yeah, there are 2 doors to this room, which is a little bit tricky. We're going to get our other shotgun probably as far over here as we can. Ready to flank her. Actually, I think I can get you to here now. I can get you to here, though, which I think that's a little bit of a stretch. We're just going to crouch you here, Toasted. We're then going to bring in our laser rifles. I want 1 here. And 1 over here. Watching these doors. And then I want to bring into this room Fat Newbie, who can watch back here until this door closes. The door's not going to close right now because I have Shira Kaiser in it, so I'm just going to turn them around so they're protected from this angle. Do you have any movement left? Kelbonix does. Can I get Kelbonix up to here? No, I can't. Maybe up to this table? Yeah, let's get Kelbonix up to the table. Okay, this might actually be their command room, not just their radar room. Let's end the turn and see if there's any retaliation. 1 soldier is a very light defense force this early. I'm listening for doors opening and closing. Someone just smashed glass. You can assume that the alarms are going off, even though we can't hear them. Probably a silent alarm. Big turn from the enemy there. That makes me think there's a lot of enemies. Now this is quite tricky. I do have nice cover for opening this door from this console, but that exposes my troops to fire from this doorway. There's a good chance this will lead into a corridor. This may lead into another room. So I probably want to lock this door down and continue in this direction if I can. So I want to bring Toasted up to here. I basically want to get my 2 shields on this door. Can Kaiser make it? Kaiser can make it to here for this turn. I'm going to leave Fat Newbie watch this direction. I'm just going to move him forward 1 square. I want Daedra up here as far as I can get. Just run as far as you can get, Daedra. And then we'll bring Toasted up to probably here for now. One of my lasers here. One of my lasers here. And I want to put Asteria up here. I don't want her exposed right now. She can face this way. Who else hasn't moved? I haven't moved Kelbonix yet. Let's get Kelbonix. If I can move Cam forward 1, I'll put Kelbonix here, watching this doorway. And then Cam will just have to crouch there. And I want you facing this way. And then you're holding this doorway until this doorway closes. That's probably what we've got at the moment. We're just going to take this very tactically and very carefully, because getting hit from 2 sides at the same time is very bad for us. Okay, that's a cleaner with a ballistic rifle. with an accelerated rifle. He decided to shoot Asteria, which could have gone worse for us. He's suppressed. That's 2 burst fires with his assault rifle. This is what we need to be very careful of. It's like 2 doors opening at once could lead us to a very bad situation. All right, this cleaner is dead. Because what we can do is I can bring Toasted to here, where he's safe from fire from this room, and shoot him in the back. Okay, he's down. He has dropped an accelerated rifle, which we want to recover if we can. I've also just realized that I forgot to dump the shotguns on my shields, which is really stupid of me. I was a little bit too excited to get into the mission. So now my shields have way more AP than they had before, which makes a lot more sense. So let's get Daedra here, so she can cover for Toasted. Tachyon, I'm happy to leave here for the moment. Cam is also in a pretty good position. We do need to watch this doorway, which is currently what Kelbonix is doing. I'm going to bring Toasted Fat Newbie to here. Next turn to watch that way. We know there's 2 active enemies in here. Our team will cut them to pieces if they come through the doorway. I've moved a lot of people this turn, so I don't want to move too much more. I am going to bring... I think I want to bring Kaiser around this way so that they're not standing here. Actually, no, I can... Because I don't want them to be basically in front of reaction fire. I want you to crouch. You've got reaction fire if someone comes through the doorway. Move to here. I'm going to turn off reaction fire on the auto rifle on Asteria. I could move Tachyon to here and still have a shot. I think that's a better angle. I think that's everything for right now. This is a storeroom. Links to another 2 more. It looked like there was a corridor up here. I'm really worried about this door opening on me right now. Also, was it just me, did that cleaner feel very tough when he came through that doorway? Okay, we're going to start clearing this room. Okay, the enemy have completely reshuffled. And we now have a cleaner with a ballistic rifle in this room. What I want to do is clear out his cover. Now, I could use one of my jetpacks, but I have a mobile jetpack right here. So I want to drive Asteria forward and just fire a rocket to kill the cover that he's behind. It will leave some smoke behind, but it frees up the rest of my team for actions. And then we'll just get Asteria out of the way. And now I've got shots on this guy. Let's pull... I'll take some shots with Daedra, I think. No. I want to flash him and then pull Daedra back. I'm not sure if Daedra has enough movement if I do that. And you've lost your flashbang. What I don't want to be doing is firing past Daedra where they are. But I'm worried if I flashbang with Daedra. The 14 TU left. 38 minus 43 is... It's more than 13, right? 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43. No, they should be fine. Okay, let's flashbang this guy so he doesn't reaction fire us. And then let's move you out of the way. And then we'll get Toasted to Fat Newbie to fire a shot. Okay, he's down. Great headshot. Okay. This is what we need to be really careful of, right? The enemy are actually cycling. They're moving around us. We have to make sure that they don't get on top of us. I actually want... I need one of my laser rifles to watch this door. This door could actually be open because we don't have eyes on it. Let's put... I feel like if I put Tachyon here and face it this way, he's got eyes on this door and this door. I've got Cam watching this door. I need Daedra to crouch, and if she can, turn around. And then Toasted can shoot over her, and Toasted can actually shift to here for a better angle into the room. Kaiser can crouch. We're holding this way. We just want to see if there's any enemy reaction to what we did. I know we're taking this slowly, but there's going to be a lot of enemies to deal with here. There's another ballistic auto rifle on the ground here. That's another recovery for our shield soldiers. Okay, doors opening. That sounded like a sentry gun. There's a dude. Good shot. This is why we're holding, because there's a guy hiding in the corner there. I've got a feeling there might actually be a second guy hiding in the corner there. Alright, we're going to start clearing into this room now. So, Daedra, let's get the door open. I want you to come forward, and I want you to cut the pie for me. Okay, is there a guy standing here? No, there's not. Okay, we can now move into this room. I'm going to get you in cover behind these bricks. Okay, running through the fire wasn't the smartest thing, but that's the order I gave you. And to I guess to commendation, you took the order to run through the fire like a pro. So well done with that. This is an awkward room in terms of cover. Because anyone taking cover behind this risks being flanked by anyone coming through here. Anyone standing here is completely open to anyone firing across here. Looking at the room here, this is a barracks. There's cover at the back of the room, which I guess I can make use of. Let's bring Cam into the room behind this. They can't quite make it, but they'll make it pretty far. Okay, and then I'm going to bring... I don't think Toasted can make it to here because... Okay, Toasted can. Let's bring Toasted through. Again, running through the fire, because that's what my team does. Facing this way. You're done for the turn. Can you turn? Yeah, you can. Alright, I want some reaction shots, so I'm going to bring Kaiser into the room here. And then we're going to move Fat Newbie into this corner. There's a space for them to take cover here. And then we want to leave behind a rear guard. So I'm going to put Tachyon here, facing this way. And I'm going to bring Asteria into here. And then I want to bring Kelbonix. I'm actually going to hold Kelbonix watching this doorway. So Kelbonix here, Tachyon here. They're just watching our rear. Because we're still dealing with the enemy's reactions to what we're doing. We're making noise. They're going to react to that noise. We made a really big noise here. It's going to draw enemies towards us. Sentry gun. Good use of the shield. Another guy coming in. He's got an MP5. He shot at the corridor. Sentry gun is in. Massive machine gun fire there. Okay, I thought I heard a sentry gun. That's why we're leading with the shields. Ooh, and a rifleman at the end as well. Okay, there goes our first shield. He did suppress his teammate. So we're gonna grab this rifle when we get a chance. That guy's out of action for the moment. We need to deal with these three. These guys are very easy to kill. This thing is not. Unfortunately, Cam is suppressed, but I'm gonna just laser this thing because that destroys its armor. Then we're gonna try and shoot it with a sniper rifle. Okay, it's down. You can kill him with your pistol if you move to here. Okay, he's down. Now we've just got this guy to deal with, and obviously the guy down the corridor here. That's probably going to be a job for Toasted, who can then watch the... In fact, if I get Toasted here, I have a shot and we're not being flanked. That's perfect for Toasted. Okay, he's down. Now you are suppressed this turn. I don't think you can make it to here, pick up the gun, and be safe. Because what I don't want to happen is I don't want this guy to run down, open this door, and find Daedra standing in the open and shoot her. So I'm going to move Daedra to here, just because this cover is damaged, and I'm going to crouch her. I'm going to move Asteria over... Now, I'm going to be careful how I move Asteria, because if I move her like this, she's going to move through the cover. But she can't... Can she actually move? She can't move through the fire. Okay, now I want you to drive to here. And look this way. No, I'm going to turn reaction fire back on. Do you have a reaction? Yeah. Turn reaction fire back on for your auto rifle. Then we've got the reserve team. I'm going to hold them in this room for one more turn in case anyone comes behind us. Let's see what happens with the guy with the assault rifle that was down here. For people who keep wondering why I bring extra weapons, this is... Oh, we got a VIP in there. This is why I bring extra weapons. Stop shooting my tank. It's because the shields get destroyed when they take fire, and then they're running around with just a pistol. Okay, we've got a lot of cleaners coming in, and they're all shooting at Asteria. There's a VIP. I want to try and capture the VIP if I can. Okay. So I need to set up, I need to hold this doorway, and I need to move Asteria, although the armor is holding at the moment. First things first, before I forget, let's grab this rifle. So we have here the cleaner accelerated rifle, and we need ammo for that as well. So now we have a gun on Daedra that can really do some damage. Now I want to put Daedra in cover here, but that's going to expose her to shots coming in through here, and at the moment she hasn't got shots to return fire. I want to move Asteria out of the line of fire for the moment, because she's taking a lot of hits. Now, I would have liked Fat Newbie to reply to that fire, but I don't think they had any TU to do that. Let's just crouch them here. They've got intervening cover. I also want to put Cam here, where they've got potentially line of sight through this area. I'm pretty sure they can shoot anyone who's standing here. We'll leave Toasted holding this corner here. I'm going to put Kaiser here crouched. If anyone opens this door, they should have a shot on them. The question is, do I deploy smoke in this doorway? I think not right now. I am going to crouch toasted for the accuracy bonus. I'm going to turn off the reaction fire on Asteria, and I'm going to move Daedra here, where they've got better cover for anyone coming through the doorway, and I'm going to crouch them. Then I want to move Tachyon to here to watch this doorway. They don't have enough to crouch, and I'm still going to hold Carbonix watching this door. If anyone comes through it, they've got a blast. We're dealing with a lot of enemies in this room at the moment. I want to just try and see what their actions are before I make any big moves. That's another sentry gun, I think. Lots of movement, but no sign of any enemies. What I don't want to do is assault just through this doorway, right? This is a really tight, clustered opening. There's no cover in here for an assault. What I kind of want to do is hold this doorway with a couple of team members, bring the rest of the team through this way, find another entrance into this room, try and breach it from two sides at once. So let's see what's going on. Well, actually, let's reposition Daedra to here, and let's see what's going on in this room. Okay, this guy is still here. Can Daedra take him out with the accelerated rifle? Let's see. I'm going to go for the aimed shot. We may as well crouch because we're only going to get one. Hit but did not kill. Kaiser. Got another shot. I could move you forward, but I don't really want to. That's perfect. You got the kill. Okay. Let's just creep forward. There's a corridor or something to the right. Okay, there's a door there. We really need to make sure the area behind us is clear before we push too far over into this direction. It looks like this room is just going to have bathrooms in the center of it and another door there. So as long as I get a gun holding this door, we've got a good choke point here to hold the enemy. So we're going to choke point the enemy here. We're going to choke point the enemy here. We're going to push back through this area and make sure this is clear so that we're not getting hit from behind as we go on to commit to opening this area up. So I'm going to leave the sniper and a rifle here watching this doorway and a shotgun. I'm going to use a shotgun, a shield, and one of my riflemen to clear in this direction. So let's get Kaiser thinking about cover. I'm going to get Kaiser just in the room, facing this way. I'm then going to bring forward Cam the Wizard into this position here, probably just behind Kaiser. Okay, and I'm going to crouch you. And then we're going to use Daedra as well. I want to move Daedra. Daedra's a little bit exposed here. I just didn't really think about that too well. If anyone opens this door, Daedra's open to an attack, which I don't like. There isn't a ton I can do about that, though. There's no movement Daedra can make. I don't really want to throw a smoke grenade. I mean, everyone here is actually immune to smoke. Let's pop a smoke on just this corner of the room. That's not gonna... but that means I can't shoot anyone coming through the door. I don't really want to do that. The other option is I throw the smoke here, which leaves me with a lane of fire for anyone coming in, but it also protects Daedra. Yes, I'm using Fat Newbie because I don't think Fat Newbie's going to get a chance to use the smoke any time else in this mission. We've still got the laser. We've still got the shotgun. Daedra's protected. You're not getting smoked. You're fine. You're holding. You're currently holding. You're holding the door. You're holding this door. We're going to breach through this door with both of these next turn. Okay, let's see if anyone comes through this door. I know Toast hasn't done anything. They're holding. The worst thing that can happen is you push too far in one direction and you get flanked. Good work, Toasted. That's why we hold this angle, because our other snipers can't shoot. Okay, we've got a target. Guy with an assault rifle. He shot at our rifleman but didn't get a hit. Let's show what the laser rifles can do. By the way, I think the accelerated rifles are better than laser rifles. I just built them because I had nothing else. 95% chance to hit here, or I've got a 40 times 3. If that cannot unfortunately do twice, but I've got a 40 times 3 backed up with a 67, or I've got a 95 backed up by a 67. 4, 8, 12. I think I take the burst, and I can crouch for that as well. Okay, he just got melted very quickly, which is nice. I'm not going to open this door this turn because our rifleman took shots. I'm just going to move the rifleman to here. We're going to crouch you. We're going to face you this way. I'm going to bring Daedra in out of the smoke. Nice. And crouch here. So we've got this door covered again. There's no rush. We take this nice and carefully. We don't make mistakes. I am going to move Asteria, though. Asteria has no use in this situation, but Asteria can help me clear over here. I'm going to park Asteria behind this bed. Okay, let's see what the enemy do if we're going to see that that cleaner soldier again. Still hear a sentry gun moving around. Okay, that's the turnover. Alright, let's see what's through this doorway. I'm expecting a corridor. Okay, we've got a corridor and then we've got a long angle along here. I'm guessing we're basically going to see a symmetrical layout. But I believe we've cleared most of the enemies out. I'm going to bring Kelbonix to here. He can look down the corridor, and if there's an enemy, he can step into cover. We do have an enemy with a ballistic rifle. Let's step into cover, and then we can watch the angle. If he comes for us, we've got a shot. What we want to do is try and lay a trap for this guy. So I'm going to move Kaiser to here. Ooh, we got some good cover. And there was a sentry gun that we couldn't see. That could have been bad. I'm going to try and blow the sentry up with Asteria. I need an angle on it, though. Asteria can move to here and still fire a rocket. A normal shot. They cannot fire. She cannot fire a rocket from there. And there has no line of sight from there. No line of sight from there. And that's too close. The other option is maybe from here. No, it's going to hit the wall from there. From here. That's a shot with a slight chance to miss. If I move Kaiser, say, to here, is it easier for you to get to here? 42. Okay, we can rocket him from here if Kaiser moves. So let's rocket this. Definitely not going to splash. Definitely not going to splash into Kaiser. I don't like firing rockets past my team members. Cool. Excellent. This took 0 damage from that attack. Alright, if I move you here, we've got 1 shot on it, but it's going to burst fire us. I think we can take that burst fire. Oh, you need to reload, damn it. Okay, reload your gun, stay in cover, I guess. Maybe run you to here for next turn. And you can crouch. Can you crouch? You can crouch, but you do have a reaction fire. I don't really care about the reaction fire with your pistol. Okay, so we've got a sentry gun and a cleaner back here. I'm thinking I'm just going to smoke this area with Kelbonix, just to make sure that we're not dealing with anything too dangerous and we can just push through next turn. Because these guys are lethal. The guys with the auto rifles. I haven't been letting them fire if I can avoid it. So if I step out, smoke, step back in, I should be okay. Okay, that was something I thought might happen. I wasn't sure if he actually had enough TU to do that. And Kelbonix is now bleeding out. And Kelbonix doesn't have enough TU to throw the smoke grenade. So that was just a very bad tactical mistake on my behalf. I'm going to move Kelbonix back into cover and just eat that as my one mistake of the mission. I didn't mean to turn them. Oh my god. Just stay facing this. Kelbonix. That way. You don't have any reaction fire now. Excellent. Okay, calm down. This is a very tense mission, but we're doing fine. Yes, we've got an active sentry gun. What it could do is it could just drive up here and shoot Kelbonix. Luckily, the shield did its job. He's a problem. He missed. Okay, Kelbonix is still bleeding out. That's not too much of a problem. Kelbonix has a lot of HP. What I want to do is clear this disaster. Now, we have shots. Why don't you have a shot? Because the door is closed. Can you open the door? You can't open the door. You need to be standing here to open the door. Okay. Now you have shots down here. Well, that's your 2 shots done. If you drop a missile right here, you've always got a base 76%, but surely you're going to hit both of them. I'm actually going to drop it here. Okay, the sentry gun is gone. Now I can bring Kelbonix through. 58 times 3, 60 times 3. I'm very aware of exposing to fire from here. Now we have a really big problem. We have a really big problem with that shot missing. This guy's taking damage, but he's not dead. You don't have any TU left. You don't have any TU left. You don't have enough TU to do anything. You've already fired. I might have a ballistic auto rifle shot on you. 32% chance is very low. Okay, we did suppress him. That's something. Can I get a smoke grenade on him? Tachyon, you need 34 TU to throw a smoke grenade. That's the closest you can get. This door is open. You could throw a smoke grenade right here. But there's a good chance it would fail. The other option is you shoot him. You can't shoot him from there. What do you need for a shot? You need 32 for a shot. I don't think you've got a 46% chance from there. Or you've got a 36 from there. What was the chance from here? For an aimed shot was 46. So it's 46 or 46, or I throw the smoke grenade. The smoke grenade is pretty much guaranteed. The shot is less than 50. I don't want to take that chance. But where were you throwing the... Oh, this door is actually closed. That's okay, you can just run through it. I think that's the best, though. There's a chance the smoke grenade scatters and hits here, though. There's a 40% chance of the smoke grenade hitting this. Whereas the shot will penetrate through it. I actually think the shot might be the superior call here. That's interesting. If I aim at him as 46, if I aim at the tile he's on as 51. I'm going to take the shot. I hope I don't regret it. Okay, that just leaves Fat Newbie. Fat Newbie has these are 30 to throw. So they can't throw from there. I need a 31 to shoot. So they basically can't shoot or take part in this. They don't have enough TU to do that. There's no shot from there. And there's no smoke grenade from there either. It just lands like here. What are the chances? Oh, you're out of TU because you got suppressed. And you've used all of your TU. I do also have Toasted Waffles. Toasted does have a chance here. Toasted could run to 37 for a throw. From there, that's as far back as Toasted can throw from. But they could throw a grenade right there and protect the team. Okay, that's probably the best outcome I'm going to get. The downside is this door is now only being held by Fat Newbie, and I've exposed quite a lot of people. But this went really badly. My little mistake here completely ruined this turn, and it shows you why I'm being so careful. Because one mistake can throw a mission like this, especially with the guns these guys are wielding. I've potentially almost thrown this mission away with one misclick and not just thinking through my actions like I normally do and just reacting. And that's why it's important to just always go through these things in your head. Suppress the through smoke. I'm pretty sure he's not going to do anything. We'll deal with the bleed next turn. Once this guy's dead. There's another sentry gun. Okay, he's running away, which is fine. You'll need enough action points to just step around the corner. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring Cam up. This needs how many TU to use? 25. Cam up to stop Carbonix from bleeding. Okay, Carbonix is no longer bleeding. I've only got a 15% chance at the moment to kill him. But if I move him here... Oh, so why is this door open? I think it's because I destroyed it. I've got a 90% and we're in cover. Okay, he is now dead. There is a room here, which is concerning. Let's bring Kaiser around the corner. And I want to... Can I step you out of the smoke? Just so you're not... No, I can't step you out of the smoke this turn. And then I want to bring Asteria... Probably back here. To watch this way. Then we're going to reposition Tachyon here. To watch this doorway. And I'm going to bring Toasted Waffles back to watch the doorway here. And then I want to bring Daedra to watch this corridor. In case anyone comes through this door while we're clearing this way. So we have to clear this room. We have to clear whatever is here. How am I doing for AP? That's probably it for this turn. We're just getting everybody into position. We have to just watch that we don't knock Cam out. But Cam should be fine. And Asteria is lowish on health. How are people doing for reloads? You have 5 shots in your gun. You have 5 shots in your gun. You have 317. I think everyone else is good for ammo. We should make sure that we're reloading soon, but I think it's a little bit premature. I mean, if you can reload... No, I'm not going to reload yet. But we probably need to reload after our next engagement. Let's end this turn. Yes, puppy. Okay, I want to find out what's in here, but we also have to be aware of these two rooms as well. A flank attack here could be really, really dangerous. I'm going to start with just using my shield to open the door. I might have to go and check on the dog. Looks like we've got a generator room. It looks like it's potentially empty, but we can't take that for granted. I'm going to bring Kelbonics to here, and we're going to basically use him to slice the back side of the room. I'm just going to deal with the dog really quickly. 1 second. So to articulate what I'm trying to do here, I want to use Kelbonics to check this side of the room before I bring Kaiser in to check this side of the room. Because if I step in here to this square and then turn this way and there's a guy standing here, we'll get shot in the back, and that could be a death. So I'm going to move them to here, check. To here, check. So there's just this one square I haven't been able to reveal. What we're going to do now is I want to step one step forward and check this way. And now we just have to take the risk. I'm pretty certain there's nobody in that square. Okay, this room is clear, because if there's something there, they would have shot me right now. So all we need to do is have a point guard in here. I'm going to put Kelbonics in cover here, and then I want to put Cam in cover here, watching this doorway. And then I'm going to use, I want Kaiser to breach. So I'm going to put Kaiser here, and then we're going to move Asteria so that she can keep an eye on this room. Like this. So if anyone does come around here, I've at least got an alert, and we'll put reaction fire back on. Alright, so we've got Daedra covering this door. We've got this team covering this door. This is going to be the breach team for this side. Daedra's going to move forward with this team as they come through here, and we're going to link up in these rooms here, and then we're going to get ready to clear out the central room. We just have to do this. I know this is taking a long time, but after what happened here, hopefully you understand why I'm being so cautious. There's a lot of ways this mission can go south. We've got a mix of very weak enemies and very, very tough enemies. Okay, I want to breach this room. Okay, we've got two, see? You just can't assume that things have been dealt with. We've got two cleaners in here. I'm going to bring you back around the corner because you're going to die. And we're basically going to have to rely on Asteria to blow the cover here and then just shoot them. Also, this looks like a lab where they've been doing kind of experiments of some kind. This might actually be an observation room. I don't like the implications. I don't want Asteria to potentially hit a teammate. But I need 40 for a good shot. So from here, that's a 68% chance to hit. From here, it's a 70. And I want to blow all this cover. So I think that's the shot I'm going to take. Okay, we took some damage on Asteria there. I hate the way they do that. I'm going to move Asteria behind Kelbonics. Let's see if Cam can finish this guy off. We also didn't manage to destroy this table. I'm actually going to burst fire at this guy. Oh, there's only a 12% chance to hit. I'm going to... A name is 32, this stupid thing. If I burst fire, there's a good chance that one of the shots will destroy the table and give me better accuracy on the rest of the shots. What this counts is he can't shoot through this. So he's also going to have to destroy this as well. Let's see what we can do. Okay, we destroyed that, which has now brought our shot accuracy up to 35%. Okay, we did get the hit there, which is nice. Now this guy is active and a problem for me. I've got a smoke grenade on Kaiser, which I can throw just into the doorway here. Kelbonics obviously can't run this guy down and shoot at him. I could grenade into the room. The chances of that grenade killing the guy are very low. What I'm going to do instead is I want to flashbang into the room. This is a higher chance of hitting, but if it scatters this way, he's not going to get flashed. This is a lower chance, but it has to scatter two. The scatter mechanics are a little bit opaque to me. I'll take the higher chance and hope it doesn't scatter. Okay, we got the suppress. Now I'm going to smoke. That was actually a whiff of a throw. Okay, can you crouch? Yes, you can, but you can still shoot at anyone who comes through the smoke. So this guy down here is active. This guy here is hurt, but he is suppressed and has to shoot through smoke. My team are all in position. Asteria is getting quite low on health. These guys are still holding. I think I want to... I might need to bring Daedra into this fight because this is quite scary. So I'm going to run Daedra to here, which means I'm no longer watching this corridor, which may be a huge mistake. But I think bringing Daedra into this is the right decision because I've got active combatants here. Oh yeah, I know that Toasted hasn't acted this turn. They are just holding that doorway. That's all he can probably do this turn. Okay, I've got... Oh, unfortunately, they have set their spacing correctly, so I can't hit both of them with a rocket, which was my original plan. I was going to rocket both of them, but they've actually spaced very intelligently, which means I can't rocket them. We also obviously can't shoot through the smoke here. Kaiser can open the door for me, but let's position everything else we want to have as well. So if I bring Kelbonics to here, they could shoot over the head of Kaiser, but I think the chances to hit are going to be very low. But I could then run them to this table and take a shot on this guy, which means I need to deal with this guy on the right. This opens up the firing position that Kelbonics is in for Daedra. I also have a rocket into the room, which I will fire. The big problem is that Cam hasn't got a great shot. Unless Cam comes around here and shoots on this angle, but I don't think Cam has the movement for that this turn. This is actually a really difficult tactical decision. Conundrum, quandary, whatever you want to call it. So I can bring... This guy is facing the wrong direction right now. This guy has no reaction fire. So I could bring Kelbonics to here and hit this guy with an 85 times 3. If that fails, we're in big trouble. But he will have cover from this guy, and we've got tools to deal with this guy. I'm going to try for this shot. Okay, that guy is dead. We now just need to deal with this guy. So what do I have? I've got Kaiser with at least 2 shots at decent chance to hit. I've got Cam, who will not be able to hit until they come into the room, and they can't get through the smoke. Daedra can get through the smoke, but has very low chance to hit. Asteria can drive in, and can probably burst fire him. Not with 27 left, though. Would have to burst fire from here with a low chance to hit, but we're looking for suppression. And then I've got a smoke grenade on Kelbonics, on Cam the Wizard. Let's try and suppress this guy with fire, but not from there. We'd have to suppress from here. However, I'm doing that. We're going to have to move Kaiser first, otherwise Kaiser will get suppressed. If I move Kaiser to here, we've got a 73% chance to hit, but we are opening ourselves up for reaction fire from him. This is where things get really complicated. It's like the order of operations we need to do things in. The first shot will make him turn around. However, I can set it up so that he shoots at Asteria first, but I don't want him to shoot at Asteria first. I actually want him to shoot at Kaiser. But my concern is that he will scatter and hit Kelbonics. Let's still do this. I want to run you to here, and I want you to shoot him. Okay, that's absolutely fine. Now you move to here and give me a burst fire at him. Unfortunately, that did not suppress him, which is what I really needed it to do. You can come up to here and smoke grenade into this room here, making sure everybody is protected by the smoke. To there. Okay, and then we bring Daedra. I actually think I reacted too soon with Daedra. I'm gonna bring Daedra back here. We need to watch this corridor. Okay. So we just need to make it through this turn of this guy. Now he's taken 1 hit, so he may be bleeding. He's in smoke. My guys are in impenetrable smoke. If he hits us, it's really bad luck. And Kelbonics could just run up and shotgun him in the face next turn. There's still a sentry gun somewhere. Okay, he's falling back, which is fine. And he's bleeding out. I'm going to get Kelbonics to run to here. That's Daedra. I'm going to get Kelbonics to run to here. And you can't shoot him through there. Okay, can you get to here? 96 times 3. Do we think that this is going to kill him? Okay. That's how that's dealt with. Now, let's get the team ready to move through this doorway. I'm tempted to bring Asteria around to here to breach through this side of the room once I've seen what's going on in here. Also, I just loved wrecking things with my little tank. Oh, is Cam going to fall over? No, that's fine. Cam is made of strong enough stuff to not collapse after running through all that smoke. But they're at half of their limit of how much smoke they can run through. This team is ready for next turn. I'm just going to hold them here. Again, let's move Daedra up a little bit. Enough for a reaction shot if someone comes through the doorway, but still having cover. All right, we're getting closer to the end of the mission. We just have to clear whatever room this is, and then it'll link up into this room, and we can penetrate from both sides. And that's really important to getting behind the enemy and winkling them out of cover. Otherwise, they can just set up a firing line. What I'm trying to avoid is the enemy using all of this directional cover to pigeonhole us and bottleneck us through this doorway. If we come in through both doorways, they can't. The cover against us here is exposed to us firing from the other side. That's what I'm thinking. That's my thought process. We should have to find this last sentry gun. Okay. What have you got for me, Sir Kaiser? Another storeroom. So that means this is a corridor. Okay, and doesn't look like there's anybody in here, but we'll just be careful. Yeah, it looks like this is clear. Okay, let's stack up, ready to breach this room next turn. This is what I meant about coming in from different angles. Now we've got 2 angles on this corridor. Because Asteria can come in as well. And I can bring Daedra up too. So now I've got all of us able to breach into this corridor next turn. Oh my god. What the hell? Oh my god. Not only did he open that door, but they were all facing that way as well. Kaiser, I'm so sorry. Can you not open doors? You can drive through them though. We're going to drop a missile here to break the armor on this and just do some damage to this guy. Oh, there's another guy. Cool. Okay. This is why I was talking about being really careful with this type of mission, because there's so many surprises. Not enough ammo. Crap. I should have reloaded before I came to the door. Do you even have a second ammo pack? No, he's actually out of ammo for his last gun. I don't know. Two rounds of ammo was not enough for him. In that case, we're going to have to rely on the shotgun. Machine gun Overwatch? This has all gone really, really badly all of a sudden. I'm really messing up. I have to just tighten up. We have to kill this sentry gun. I don't have another shot. And you only have a demo charge with no pistol. There's no point running to grab that gun. I don't know if you'll have enough TU to fire it if you pick it up. But Kelbonix is in a really bad situation. Asteria is exposed. Daedra is exposed. I've got a flashbang. I could flashbang him, or I could run and grab the gun and try and kill the sentry gun. I'm not too worried about a single guy with an assault rifle with the armor my team are wearing, but this thing is nasty as hell. But do I think I'll have enough TU to... I won't have enough TU to grab the gun. Not to grab the gun, equip it, and fire it. It doesn't tell me how much TU it's going to take to drop it. 0 TU total item move cost. Apparently that's not going to cost me anything to drop the gun. So we can try. Alright, I'm going to go for it. It's probably a terrible idea. Oh, Cam, I really need you to make that shot. I can't believe how badly this has just turned. I was really kind of running under the assumption we dealt with most of the threats. This has gone so badly, and the rest of the team are too far away to help out. I mean, Fat Newbie could potentially... No, there's no way Fat Newbie can fire a shot. They need 31 for a shot. I've got a very low chance, but I don't think there's an angle. No, there's no angle. There's no angle for Tachyon. And you can't get back into cover. You can drive to here, which puts you out of harm's way. But you don't have enough to back away, do you? No, you're just dead. All right, let's see who the sentry gun murders. This is just my bad. This is how these things go. I can't believe that door opening, though. Point blank range. Holy crap, he survived. Okay, we're still in the game. Nobody is bleeding after that. Kelbonix killed his sentry gun. Cam, kill this asshole. Okay, Cam didn't kill the asshole. Asteria, can you please murder this man? 33 times 3. 81% chance to hit. Didn't get a kill. Daedra, can you murder this man? Only a 44% chance to hit. Even though he managed it. We're still in the danger zone. If I move to here, it's a 42, but I can't afford the shot. That's a 31. It's better to take the 44 from here and hope. Yep, I knew that was going to happen. You still have actions. I need a 25 to get a shot with you. That's too far. From here, it's what? A 34 times 3, or I've got a grenade. I'm sure the grenade will kill him. I don't have enough TU for the grenade, because I need 42 to throw the grenade. And moving you... So I have to throw the grenade from here, and I can't scatter the grenade anywhere that it would hit. The other option is I try and hit him with the stun baton. The stun baton needs 21. I mean, I can't get close enough for him to do that. Or I smoke grenade? 0% chance. You can only smoke grenade there or here. But I need to protect you. Or I just run in and take the shot from here. I can't take the shot, can I? I've got a 24 times 3. There's no way this hits. This is awful. I'm playing so badly. I think I'm just really tired. Daedra. Asterius can hide. Shame I can't just run him over with Asteria. That would be decent. Also, I've never noticed that yellow before. I guess because I'm moving through his zone of control. I don't think Daedra survives another round of fire from him. I don't think Cam survives another round of fire. I don't think Kelbonix survives another round of fire. I think whoever he shoots at, he will kill this turn. My only options are to smoke Daedra, who's on 19 health, to smoke Cam, who's on 22 health, or to take the shot with Kelbonix. If I smoke Daedra, he's going to shoot Cam. If I smoke Cam, he's going to shoot Daedra. I can't close the door. Or I go for the Hail Mary, 25% chances to hit. This is the worst choice. Oh, thank goodness. I should not. That was a terrible choice I just made, but somehow it worked out. Okay, let me just check that these guys have ammo in their guns. You have 3 shots. You have 3 shots. I don't need to reload you right now. This is just a disaster. But there's nothing else I can do this turn. Oh, you're probably looking at me this like I don't know what you're thinking about like playing right now. Tough mission. It's a tough mission. It lulls you into a false sense of security. It really does. Okay, you need to recover more ammo for your gun. So let's move over this door, step to here. I think there's a clip. Yeah, grab this clip. Okay. This magazine, whatever it's called. You get into cover here, Kelbonix, and you need to reload. You get into cover here. You get into cover here. And we'll bring Asteria, who's... Oh, sorry, my front door is open. That's why you heard that car. We'll bring Asteria into the corner here. So this is the ante-room, like this side. So I probably actually want to start moving this team into this ante-room to get ready for the push. Okay, the room looks clear, but we can't trust that. Okay, the room is clear. I'm going to get Toasted to hold this side of the door because the enemies will be arranged over here. And then what I want to do is move my guns over. So I'm going to put Fat Newbie here. And I want to put Tachyon here. Can he still make that move? I don't think he can. No, he can't. I'm going to put Tachyon here for the moment. Okay. Now we hold for the turn. I'm sorry that I misplayed this room so badly. I think honestly, the combination of the cleaner opening this door to have my shield standing here, and not only having the cleaner in his face, but the sentry gun also being here, also facing him, really threw me. May have tilted me a little bit because that was absolutely brutal. Okay, let's open this door and see what we're dealing with. Okay, we have a storeroom. It doesn't look like there's anybody in here. We don't assume that. We check. Moving forward to here. Cut the corners as much as we can. Moving forward to here. Cut the corners. We are looking to be clear. This room is clear. Same as this side. I want my shotgun on this side of the room. Facing this way. And then I want my rifles. There's actually good cover for my rifles here. So we're going to put... Can you shoot through this? Yes, you can. I'm going to put Daedra here. She has less health. She gets the better cover. And then I'm going to put Cam here. Who has a better accuracy for long-range fire. Then I need to bring Asteria, and I'm going to bring Asteria back here, where she can fire. She can basically pop tart. She can fire and then back off, because she's got really low health as well. Let's get my other guns into position. I might want to put... I think I actually want to put Tachyon here, looking into this direction. Fat will be this way. Can you guys crouch? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, next turn we're going to open the door. And now we really want to try and capture the VIP. Hopefully the VIP is the only one left in this room. There's a good chance that there are other soldiers in the room as well. This is where they open the door and kill all my units while they're repositioning. There's still a sentry gun in there. Okay. I'm going to use No, we're not going to use Kelbonics to open the door. We're going to use Toasted, who has the most health and armor right now. Okay, we've got a Scion Commando. We've got 2 VIPs, and we have a soldier. There's a lot going on in here. Now, the Scion, I could probably take out this turn. Though, again, that's a nice, juicy capture target. I definitely want to grab the VIPs. This guy here is the biggest problem. I do have some nice shots from this side, which is why I've come in from both sides. There's also a sentry... Oh, there's the sentry gun there. I was about to say, there's also a sentry gun here that I haven't located. The sentry gun is right here. I feel like this is a prime target for a missile. And then we'll probably want to kill the sentry gun as our first target, followed by this guy. And then we'll probably smoke grenade as much as we can. So let's open this door with Kelbonics. And then I want Asteria to rocket right here if they can. So it needs to move to here. 41%, 70% chance to hit. It's going to trigger all of them and take out their cover. If I drop it here, I'm not going to... I really want to hit the sentry gun. Let's try that shot. There's another Scion Commando in the back. That's okay. I still want to fire this shot right here. Okay, now you're done for the turn. Get into cover. You're also out of missiles. So there's no cover on any of these guys. I'm going to fire a burst shot. That's why, because it's firing the burst shots that emptied my laser earlier, because I don't normally do that. But I'm thinking a burst shot at the sentry gun. No, I think I'm just going to fire aim shots, because I've got a 100% chance to hit with those. What's your chance on the... Okay, you're going to shoot... Oh, you can't shoot anything. Except the people I don't want you to kill. I might take out this Scion, because I've got another one in the back here. Okay, he's down. Let's try the sentry gun. And again. Not dead yet. That's okay. You're holding for smoke fire. You've got a 43 on the sentry gun. You're in the way right now. See what you can do for me, Cam. Fantastic. Okay. So now we have a VIP that's injured that I want to capture. And I've got this guy who I just wanted to eliminate from the face of the planet. Tachyon can't move. If I bring Toasted... Fat Newbie... Wait, Fat Newbie... Why does Fat Newbie have no AP? Because Fat Newbie already fired. I can Smoke Grenade with Toasted. I still have a shot with Daedra. I can Flashbang with Kelbonix. But I can't Flashbang both of them. But maybe flashing this guy is all I need to do this turn. And Kelbonix will be able to get into cover after this. Okay, he's flashed. Let's move you into cover. Toasted can smoke. But and there's no one really for you to shoot, because I don't want you to shoot him. So you can just hold your fire in case this guy decides to come in here. So I want you to smoke this VIP. And then you get into cover here. Alright. We're in cover. We've dealt with the biggest threats. Let's see how this plays out. I know Daedra hasn't acted this turn, that's fine. There is a chance that Daedra could reaction fire this VIP. If that happens, we've got another one in the back. Perfect reaction fire. He may have gone unconscious, we'll wait and see. He's bleeding out. Okay, this guy died and did not go unconscious. So we have to make sure we don't kill the other one. That's easy enough to do. I'm just going to open these doors. Now, do you have a shot on him? 59% through the fog. I'm going to take it and then reload. Okay, he's down. Reload your gun. Alright, so we still have one VIP around the corner here and one Scion Commando over here. I would like to try and capture both of them if I can. I can't see either of them, which is not ideal. Toasted is the best candidate for scouting because they have the most HP at the moment. So let's bring them around the corner and into the room. Okay, there's the VIP. I've got a smoke grenade on Kelbonix. I'm just going to smoke him for the moment and get him taking some stun damage. And then once we've got a little bit of a better idea of what is happening, we can look at capturing him. If I move you there, throw a smoke, I'll have 28 AP left. I'm just going to drop the smoke here. There's the Scion. We're going to wait for the Scion to move into a position where he's a problem. Throw the smoke grenade. And then let's get you back into cover. And let's get you back into cover. And then I'm going to turn off reaction fire on all my people. I wish it was just... Is there a way to just turn off reaction fire? Or do I have to go and like manually... You're fine. Do I have to go and manually disable it like this? Is there anyone I've forgotten to turn reaction fire off on? I think just Toasted. I think everyone else, so let's just check. Reaction fire off. Reaction fire's on for Kelbonix. Let's just turn it off to be safe. Reaction fire off. Reaction fire off. Reaction fire off. Reaction fire off. Reaction. So no one's reaction firing. We've obviously got this guy in the open. He's got a plasma rifle. Everyone's in cover at long range. We should be fine to take one section of fire from him. He's inhaling smoke right now. It's not going to knock him out straight away, but we're building up the stun damage so that we can capture him. I want to capture both of these. Okay, he's run out of the smoke. I'm pretty sure Kelbonix can come and beat him up this turn. But let's get Toasted to find out what's going on with the other guy. So he's over there. Where's the Scion? Scion's going right to the back. We may have to kill the Scion. I'm not as worried about the Scion as I definitely want to capture this guy. Now the Scion is in a terrible position for me to attack right now. And has reaction fire. Can I flashbang him from here? Yeah, I'm going to try the 68% flashbang. Okay, he's out of the fight for this turn. That means I can bring... So this is all line of sight blockers, I believe. I'm pretty sure you can't shoot through this. Or if you can, it's... I'm pretty sure that if I bring Kelbonix to here, this guy should be very easy to suppress. Now, I've only got one hit with the stun baton at a 91%. That's not huge. What we could do is we could bring Toasted over as well. Do you have another smoke grenade? You do. So if I bring you here, you can smoke this guy again, and I can bring both of my assaults over so they both give him wax next turn, but you don't have any TU left because you threw that thing. Because he's suppressed and there's smoke here, as long as you finish your turn in some smoke, I'm not too worried. Just finish your turn here, and then I want you to come to here. and throw me a smoke grenade right here. Okay, and then I want to start bringing in weapons to deal with this guy. So I want to bring Tachyon in behind this cover. You've only got a 27% this turn. Just crouch and prepare. I'm not going to expose for newbie, but I'm going to just put him on an angle. Who has the most health here? Daedra. Nobody here has great HP. So I'm going to hold you there. I'm not going to crouch you because I want you to run. You've got good smoke cover. You're in smoke. You're in cover. I think we just hold here. We just need to take this nice and carefully. We have to. I really want to capture this VIP. I think capturing both of them is a big bonus, but even getting one of them is great for me. Of course, he ran away as far as he could. And we got a 64 hit through smoke. And of course, Tosa's bleeding. And Tosa has panicked. Amazing. Tosa's going to kill this VIP now. Okay, Tosa isn't doing anything, but if Tosa doesn't get medkitted this turn, they die. So I have to do that. And Tosa can't move, has no AP this turn. And I can't do anything about this guy. I'm just going to run up and try and beat this guy up because I'm fed up messing around with him. Okay, we have captured a VIP. Now we just need to deal with this asshole. Unfortunately, he's in a position that is almost impossible for me to deal with this turn. I think I just need to smoke grenade him, but I can't smoke grenade him with Fat Newbie because Fat Newbie can't do it. That's the best position I can smoke from. I can smoke there. I can smoke here, which puts tons of smoke between him and us, no matter where he goes. I think that's the best move I've got here. Okay, and then let's bring in a firing squad. I think I need a good break after this mission because it has me really unhappy with how it has played out in the end. Okay, I want to turn reaction fire back on even though you don't have shots because I don't want to forget to do it. I don't blame Toasted for panicking, by the way. I would have panicked if that happened to me too. Alright, let's finish this disaster of a mission. He didn't do anything. He didn't do anything. Kelbonix, can you kill this alien for me? What do you need for a shot? You need 35. Of course you didn't kill him. That would be too easy. I've got Toasted back. If I bring Toasted to here, 56 times 3. From here, 65 times 3. Okay, so we lost Shira Kamikaiser, which is a shame. They got 3 kills in that mission. Daedra's out for 15 days, Kelbonix is out for 25 days, Tosa was out for 31 days, Kam is out for 13 days. Lots of medals were awarded. We got a captured cleaner leader, we got 2 signed corpses, we got 9 accelerated rifles. Don't need to build any of those for the rest of the campaign. We got sentry gun wreckage, which we can actually use to build our own sentry guns with. We got a ton of stuff we can sell as well. We lost 1 Xenonaut, we killed 23 enemies. What I will say is missions like this are hard because you get tired. You get mentally exhausted. And that's what happened to me there. I got really tired. We now have information on the Cleaner origins. We have found more than a few surprises within the Cleaner archives, Commander. The biggest being that humanity has apparently been aware of our alien foes for decades. Indeed, we are not even the first organization established to monitor them. In 1962, construction teams working on the Icelandic facility discovered the wreckage of an alien spacecraft embedded in the glacier. The true cause of the Iceland incident was not the discovery of a hidden nuclear silo, but rather the Soviets detecting secret American attempts to ship the wreckage back home. Famously, this event nearly sparked a nuclear war. The crisis only ended when American forces withdrew and permitted the Soviets equal access to the crash site. In the aftermath, a clandestine organization known as XDEF, not XCOM, XDEF, was jointly established to study the UFO and prepare for the defenses against a possible alien invasion. With their existence classified at the highest level, a global network of front agencies was created so they could operate without raising suspicion. Their research work was highly successful. The extraordinary scientific progress of recent decades was built upon foundational knowledge gleaned from shattered fragments of extraterrestrial technology. Indeed, this may even explain why we have found alien equipment relatively straightforward to reverse engineer. Sadly, XDEF proved less adept at defending our planet. The warped remnants of their organization eventually became the Cleaners, actively serving the very enemies they were intended to protect us against. These events may be connected to the enormous machine recovered from the laboratory. The purpose of the device remains unknown. Every file related to the project is heavily encrypted. Yet the archives come to an abrupt end within days of its completion. Finally, if you are interested in further reading, some historical interview transcripts from the XDEF archives have been uploaded to the Xenopedia. We just got a whole ton of ops from that. I'm going to grab the security supporter in Africa. Do I want to grab Asia? Latin America is also having problems. No, I actually want to grab this guy in Latin America for -1 panic and better stuff for engineering projects. All right, let's see how our funding call is going to go. We also need to add another soldier to... I might as well just do that right now. I'm going to hire another soldier. Well, I can't recruit soldiers right now. Why not? Recruiting soldiers requires significant funds to pay the high cost of sufficient living capacity. I'm at like cost. Oh, I haven't actually clicked on a soldier to hire. This guy has low... Aaron Miller here has low HP and low TU, but decent accuracy, decent reflex. We lost a shield bearer though, so I'm probably looking for decent strength. Ooh, Glenn Patterson. Low HP, but everything else is pretty good. Or Assay has great strength, great reflexes, great TU. They'd make a fantastic assault soldier. I'm going to grab Assay here. That's just to replace our soldier who just went down. And once the Halal Snack Pack arrives, we'll have a ton of stuff to sell. And now we can build some sentry guns for cheap rather than expensive. So if we look at vehicles, we've now got sentry gun rebuilds. They only cost 20,000, and we have 3 sentry gun wreckage, so we can build some sentry guns, which would be great. I'm not going to do that right now, but that's something I want to do. We also have Scion Corpse Analysis. So I should have captured a Scion, which if I could. In our storehouse, whoops, we have some stuff to sell. I can sell 180,000 worth of junk, so let's do that. That's brought us up to 567,000. What I would like to do with that is get us a workshop under construction. And then we'll use the rest of the money for income. Those were the first Scions we dealt with, so I really should try to capture them. Although they are significantly larger and more dangerous than the Sectons encountered previously, genetic analysis suggests that these Scion corpses are in fact exactly the same species as their smaller brethren. My autopsy suggests this is simply sexual dimorphism. The robust bone structure around the torso of a Scion serves to protect the organs within the chest cavity, the largest of which appears to be a uterus. Thus, females of the species appear to have grown larger and stronger than males to better protect their unborn children. One suspects the genders continue to evolve into steadily more specialized roles. The cranial cavity of the Scion is more bulbous, housing an unusually large and highly complex brain that contains several large biological structures of unknown function. Embedded within this are a number of metallic implants of similarly opaque purpose. This means that the raw physical and combat abilities of a Scion are not dissimilar to that of an average human. However, the vast superiority of extraterrestrial technology means that these creatures are deadly opponents on the battlefield. More concerning still are the purported psionic abilities that give the creature its name. Every soldier that has encountered a Scion on the battlefield has reported some degree of disorientation, confusion, or hallucination creeping into their consciousness. This effect is most acute when looking directly towards the creature, i.e. when attacking it. The idea that extraterrestrial beings are capable of influencing our very thoughts is troubling, Commander. These are clearly fearsome foes. So they have the mesmerize ability, which I didn't talk about in the mission, but if you fire at them and miss, they will kill all of the AP that your unit has left after they do that. They also buff Sectons if they're nearby with 30 accuracy, which is really scary. It makes Sectons really, really nasty. We could now... Okay, we're now working on laser auto rifle, that's fine. We can do a Scion Corpse Analysis. I'm going to wait for our funding, and if any more aliens come. We now have our improved radar array at Pupper Base. So if we have a look, we've got a much bigger radar coverage, which is great. And laser auto rifle's done. We're now working on Warden armor, and our new soldier has arrived. I will name them for the next video, and we should at the end of today get our funding report. Okay, so we have pulled in $2,290,000 for this funding cycle. Do we want to construct a new base? At this point in time, a Central American base will cost me $750,000. Now I want you to pay attention to the larger ring. A lot of this base will be covering nothing. We'll be covering the Antarctic Circle, if we were to build, say, down near Panama or maybe Venezuela, we've got decent coverage over most of Latin America and North America. Even better would be somewhere like in the Pacific Islands here. You've got most of North America. You've got most of Canada. You've got a lot of South Africa. Now, South America, that is 1,250,000 to lay that base down. The other option is we go for an Asian base. We maybe look at South Korea or Japan potentially for $1 million. And we basically cover everything but Australia. We could also go down here. That's actually not bad for coverage, but 1,500,000 is just a huge price to pay. That's half of our income right now. Then when we build that base, we're going to need to pay for generator, a radar array, living quarters. And what I want to do is probably fill that base up with a lot of workshops and use it as our main production facility for aircraft. We're also going to need hangars. We're going to need more aircraft. So we have to think about that. What do we want to spend the money on and where do we want to put it? I also have messed up my base really badly, I just realized, because I haven't been able to separate the north and the south, which means that defending the space is going to be pretty hard if it gets attacked, which means I really do want to build 2 missile batteries here so I don't have to worry about doing base defenses. Building them sooner rather than later will be very important. So I'm thinking about laying these down right now. Now we're at power cap at the moment with the workshop, but we are working on a Lanium generation right now for 200,000, which will complete in 12 hours, which will give us a massive power boost, which means we should be able to support the 2 missile batteries. So if we say 400,000 to cover 2 missile batteries at this base, and we also look at getting the laser battery upgrade, which is another 250,000, 750,000. Actually, no, it's less than that. It's 246. It's 650,000. We then think about where we put a base. So just to go over it again, we've got most of North America. We've actually, if we go into Canada or go further north, I can place a base here for 750,000, but that will just cover North America. Same with South America. I can put one in South America for just 750,000. We could. There's nowhere really in Asia I can put a base that's really cheap, except for like here, which gives us a corridor down the middle we're not supporting, but there's a lot of water covered by this. I don't see the point in it. Same with like coming down into the islands. I want to cover the mainland as much as possible. Australia is cheap, but I mean, it's just Australia. We probably want something on these continents here. We're probably looking at shelling out 1.25 for something about here or here. And the problem is once we've got the radar upgrades, it will cover quite a lot of territory, but the start will be bad. Maybe Florida for $1 million. That's actually probably the best shout, is the southern tip of Florida. That covers a lot of territory and a lot of ground. That's probably where we're looking at the base, southern tip of Florida, I'm thinking. But I want to know what you think. I want your input. And yeah, we completed that mission. One really nice thing is we now have, if I just pull a random soldier in, we now have 9 accelerated rifles, which we don't need to build any accelerated rifles of our own. They're exactly the same, they just look cooler. And this is why I built those 2 las rifles. The las rifles will be reserved for rookies. These will be reserved with high accuracy. So we're looking at 40 kinetic damage with 5 armor penetration, minus 2 armor per hit, compared to 40 thermal damage, minus 8 armor, but no armor penetration. These only have a 5-shot capacity. These have a 20-shot capacity, which is what threw me off in that mission, because I've been operating off the 20-shot capacity, and I forgot that if you burst fire a laser rifle, you basically empty the magazine, and that's what absolutely ruined us. I will be continuing to use the laser machine gun. I know I haven't taken it out yet, but that is high priority. Other stuff I'm thinking about, I do want to get, oh god, we only need to build so much more warden armor as well. I would really like to rebuild 3 sentry guns. They're going to be very, very cheap to do. I want alloy vehicle armor. I would also like to look at getting the laser cannon for vehicles. It would be very, very nice. And we also have on the way, let's not forget, in 2 days, the X3 Dragonfly dropship. So we may actually want to wait until we see how much that's going to cost us before we invest in anything else. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking. I need to take a break. It's been going for long enough. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the mission more than I did. And I will catch you in the next one. For now, have a wonderful day. I'll see you during the week. Oh, I'm going to be starting Rogue Trader on Thursdays on streaming if you're interested, because I finished Expedition 33. And I'll be back with Phantom Brigade next week. I just had to take a break this week. All right, I'll stop talking. See you later. Ciao for now. Bye.